Now, we're well aware of the great exploits of our footballers like Paddy Bonner, Seamus Coleman and Shay Given, both here at home and across the water in the UK. But before any of them became household names, a certain Billy Gillespie from Kerrykeel was already flying the flag for County Donegal, as Chris Ashmore now reports.
One of Ireland's greatest soccer legends was born just outside the Donegal village of Kerrykeel, but it wasn't until recently that many people in his native county heard about him. William Billy Gillespie was one of the most famous Irish footballers of his generation. He was the first Irishman to captain an English FA Cup winning team when he led Sheffield United to the fourth and last of their FA Cup successes in 1925 when they beat Cardiff at Wembley. The Sheffield captain also scored 2 goals on his international debut against England in 1913 as an Irish team, in those days under the auspices of the Irish Football Association, defeated England for the very first time. Earlier this year, a special ceremony was held in his honour in Kerrykeel. Representatives from Sheffield United, the Football Association of Ireland, the Irish Football Association, Derry City, Institute FC and Gillespie's own relatives gathered to pay tribute to the man who was born in Kerrykeel on August 6, 1891. The son of a sergeant with the Royal Irish Constabulary, the Gillespie's homestead was just a stone's throw away from Drury Park, the pitch that served the community of Kerrykeel for over 50 years. Having started with Institute FC in Derry, Gillespie moved to Linfield and then Leeds before Sheffield United paid £500 for him in December 1912. He scored 137 goals in 492 games for the Bramall Lane side and still remains the most capped senior player in the club's history.
You can be anywhere on this planet and the one language that everybody talks is football. And if you can talk football with passion, if you can see passion in people's eyes, then we're all on the same wavelength. It's not a hard thing to talk about. And at the end of the day, if you love football as much as you love the club you support, to come here and be able to find out where it all started. We said on that stage, it started in the fields of Kerrykeel. Everything that led up to the 1925 football FA Cup final started here in these streets. And the strides that Gillespie made took him into the streets around Bramall Lane in the city of Sheffield. But to actually be taken today to where he was born, to where the RAC barracks were, and see the walls and the fields where he must have climbed and played, and these great ideas must have started. I really do feel a rare privilege to have been part of that, and magnificent thing, Chris, yeah.
The amount of work that's gone into here and the work that these fellows have done to resurrect a legend from 100 years ago and to get the support they've got, it's overwhelming. It's just, I'm surprised. When you can get this many people involved in doing a project with somebody that was a hero 100 years ago, it's got to be a great community and a great person to have this honour for.
Gillespie was unquestionably a player of huge influence and ability. As the chairman of the Kerrykeel William Gillespie Legend Committee, FERGUS MCATEER discovered as he delved into the history surrounding the man who in today's game would be a superstar.
Back a number of years ago, it's always been talked about in Kerrykeel that would do something, and I suppose back in February this year, which was the 100th anniversary of the famous 1913 game where Ireland beat England for the first time, and Billy Gillespie scored twice on his debut in that game. So in the Foyle Cup then we had arranged, there was a local player here, Mark McAteer, who was playing with Donegal schoolboys, and ironically enough they were drawn against Sheffield United. So we went in and we met with Sheffield United and we exchanged commemorative practice in relation to Gillespie, and it kind of sparked from there, and we've had fantastic support from all his former clubs and from his family, and as you can see by the guest list here today, like, it's not only do the people of Kerrykeel hold him in great awe, but also the clubs that he played with and was associated with.
On returning home from Sheffield to manage Derry City in 1932, Gillespie was required to take a red and white strip with him as part of the deal. These colours were adopted by Derry City. The Candy Stripes nickname still applies. He had a successful stint in Derry, leading them to 2 City Cup triumphs, and on 4 successive occasions they finished runners-up in the Irish League. The importance of sporting links between Donegal and other parts of the world never ceases to amaze, and there is also a direct spin-off in terms of tourism, a point noted by the Mayor of Donegal, Councillor Ian McGarvey.
This feature of Kerrykeel is very, very important. Not only is sport important locally, sport is important as well in a cross-border aspect, where everybody's doing their best to bring our people now together for the first time as never before.
Kerrykeel Football Club dates back to 1971 and was founded by John Joe MCATEER, who managed the side for 40 years, a record in local soccer. It was also a proud moment for him.
Well, I knew about Billy Gillespie for years. I met a man one time, he used to go to the games in Derry, and someone told me all his history about Billy Gillespie. When I was trying to get that through to the people here, nobody seemed to listen, but it's come to pass at the finish up, so that's brilliant.
When Gillespie left Derry City in 1941, he moved to Kent, where he died a month short of his 90th birthday in July 1981. For his granddaughter Jane Bull, the ceremony and unveiling of the plaque was a very emotional occasion.
It is absolutely beautiful. I did not expect anything like that at all. It is such a lot of work gone into that. It's beautiful, yes. We walked up the street where my grandfather must have walked many, many times, and we visited where he was born, and that I found so emotional. It was beautiful, yeah, really good, and it's been looked after, and it's a lovely village, really lovely. He was quiet, had a wicked sense of humour, loved us kids. He was lovely with the kids. But as I say, he went out playing bowls every day. He could be naughty. He did have a wicked sense of humour. But I remember one time he went into the garage and got a pair of shears and walked down the road about 4 houses down. There was a rose bush hanging over the footpath, and he just went up and clipped them off and then walked back up the hill. And my mum went, "What on earth have you done?" And he went, "You have to walk out in the road. You can't walk on the footpath. I've just cut them off." So he was lovely, lovely man.
Chris Ashmore, Donegal TV, Kerrykeel.